Good morning, guys. Let's make a start lying down on our backs today. Okay. And we're just going to hug the knees into the chest. Give everything a nice little squeeze. Get yourself comfortable there. That's it. So take a moment with the arms over the tops of the knees, hugging them in. You can rock from side to side. We just start to notice how your hips are feeling today. So today's class, I think we're going to play around with hips and handstands today. So starting off, just to bring your awareness to the hips. How do they feel in this shape this morning? And then we'll place both feet down onto the mat. And cross your right ankle over the top of the left thigh. And just take a moment here, seeing how it feels to open up the right hip like this. Now you can thread the needle, sliding the hands around the left leg, or just drawing the knee into the chest. You can let your eyes close while you're here. And start to breathe a little bit deeper, a little bit more mindfully. You can imagine that you're breathing life into this right hip. Don't forget your right elbow can play a part in pushing that right knee open. So you can get a little bit more into this hip. Let's release and rest the left foot back onto the mat. And we draw a circle with that right knee now. So it might be a few clicks and clunks this morning. See if this movement can relieve that, create some heat there in the hip. I'm going to take the circle the other way. We'll just bring the right foot back down onto the mat. And we'll start to take the left ankle over the top of the right thigh. And we just open up the hip there. See how that feels there this morning. So one of my teachers says about the hips, like they're two pelvic halves. So it implies that each hip can do something regardless of what the other one is doing. So see if you can find that mobility that's separate from your right hip here. And then we can thread the needle, sliding the hands around the right leg. You got your left elbow pushing into your left knee. And again, you know where you are here, so you can just relax. Breath flowing in and out through your nose. Breathing life into this left hip. Don't forget this left elbow can play a part in helping to keep the knee open so you can get a little bit deeper into that hip. And then lowering your right foot down onto the mat. And we'll start to draw circles with the left knee. Maybe there's a few more clicks on this side than the other side. Let's play with it, see if the heat will help to soften that. And then take the circle the other way. And then bring in both feet together, knees open. You can rest your hands on your hip bones. Just notice how they feel here. Maybe you can rock from side to side. And then with the eyes closed, just take a moment. You have your arms up and over your head. That feels nice. Shoulder blades pressing down into the mat. Eyes closed, face relaxed. Just bring your mind's eye to your hips. Visualizing the pelvic halves, each side different. As we move through the class, just working out how we can articulate a little bit more within each hip. Long breaths in through the nose. Long, slow breaths out. So you're bringing your awareness within. Yeah, the breath helping to guide you within your body. Now for a moment, leaving the hips, just bringing your awareness up to your shoulders. Feel how the shoulder blades press into the mat, so creating the shape that we want for the class ahead. So if you think for every downward dog, feeling the shoulder blades drawing down the back, feeling the backs of the hands, how they press into the mat. If they're not quite there, we're aiming for that. Or bring the knees back up to the center. Take the hands behind the thighs and then start to roll forwards and back, just waking up the spine. It's a nice thing to do, to wake up that spine. And of course then we're going to cross the legs or take them to the side into your child's pose. And let's take a wide leg child's pose. So the knees open wide and then just let yourself fall in between the legs. So that should feel pretty nice now after that short little bit of waking up of the hips. So take your awareness into your arms. Really reach the fingers out as far forwards as you can. Really press the arms down into the mat, press the chest. Long breath in. And a long breath out. Well done. We're going to come up onto all fours. Squeeze the knees underneath the hips. Start to do little circles with the hips. As you can feel now how the legs move within the hip spaces. And starting to get the core engaged as well. Feeling the arch of the back as you let the belly sink. And the core strengthening as you tuck your tail. And we'll take the circle the other way. Okay, and then keeping the hips strong and stable. Belly supporting the back. Try and lift the heels of the hands up off the floor. And then lower them back down. And we'll try that a few times. Just trying to lift and lower. Lift and lower. You're keeping your knuckles on the floor. Just lift and lower. Nice little pulsing. Should get a little bit tiring. Those wrists working. Stretching the palms of the hands. A few more times. Good. All right, and then bringing the hands so the palms are faced up, fingers towards each other. Let the elbows fall out towards the side as you bend the arms. And then push away and straighten the arms and bring the hands into a fist. Again, opening the hands. Try and feel your thumbs and your baby fingers on the floor. Elbows bend. And then straighten the arms. Bring the hands into that little fist. Last time. Thumbs and baby fingers on the floor. Elbows out to the side. And then straightening. Bring the hands into that little fist. Good, guys. From the fist, can you start to bring your hands up onto your knuckles? And then lower back. So you're taking the backs of the hands back to the floor. Okay, so you're coming up onto your knuckles. And then elbows go out to the side, roll onto the fronts of the hands. And again, up onto the knuckles. And roll it back out. Okay, let's just do that one more time. Coming up onto the knuckles. And roll it back out. Good. All right, releasing the hands. Take little circles, start to grip onto the floor with the fingertips. And then take little circles the other way and start to feel that strength now into your shoulders. Bringing this movement now into the shoulders, so the shoulders come up towards the ears and around the back. So try not to go side to side, try and go forwards and back. That's it, and then take the circles the other way. And then just for a moment, feel the difference here. So let your chest drop and let your shoulder blades squeeze together. Really kind of hang out here. See how that feels there. And then find the strength from the earth. Push away from the floor and around into the upper back. And just feel all that strength there. Tuck your toes under, hover your knees off the floor. You're going to keep your hands grounded. And then walk your feet, keeping your knees bent over towards the right side. See how low you can keep your knees. Keep your hands gripped onto the floor. And then walk your way around to the other side. Core staying strong, those knees staying bent. Grip onto the floor. Find that strength through your arms. Coming back to the center, your knees are still bent, your toes are still tucked. And then we can lower the knees and sit back onto your feet. Toes are tucked. Come up to seated. And we'll bring the hands together, give them a little shake, interlace the fingers and circle out those wrists. Enjoy the stretch for your feet. As you take your hands behind you, interlace them, reset the shoulders, so squeeze them back and press the hands down. Breath into the chest. And breath out, squeeze your shoulder blades together. How are we doing? All right, we're going to release the hands down onto the mat. Slide your right leg back, press the toes, tuck them under. And now we're going to open and close this right hip. So drop the back heel and open up the right hip. And then drop the right hip, come back onto the toes. Yeah, so find that a few times. Dropping the heel, opening the hip. And then toes down, heel up. Okay, so just maybe 2 or 3 more times, just opening and closing that hip and trying to feel that flow of 2 pelvic halves. Yeah, so this right half is moving, this left half is stabilizing. Yeah, see if you can work that out. So next time you drop the back heel and you open the back hip, keep the right hip. Keep both hands on the floor and just lift the leg up. You're leading with the edge of your right foot, the outer edge of your right foot. Yeah, see how that feels there. You draw your chest forwards, that right hip opening. And then with the leg lifted, just drop the right hip. So now the hips are level and square. And we'll bring the knee into the nose and round into your back, chin to your chest. Good. Lower the right knee to the floor, take a cat-cow, let the belly sink, lift the head, chest up. How's that feel there through the right? And then round into the back, chin to chest. So you come back to neutral, everything's strong and stable. And then slide the left leg back now. Get that push through the heel so you can feel the stretch of the calf. And then alternate between opening and closing the hip. So you can drop the back heel 45, and then you're opening up this left hip. And then closing off the left hip, bringing it down. And again, so swing in between open and closed. So mindfully thinking about this half of your pelvis now. Trying to find that way of moving it independently of the other hip. Few more times, hands rooted, they stay strong. Gives you something to resist into. Push the back heel down, let's stay here. And then lift up that left leg now, leading with the outer edge of your left foot. Hold it there, try and draw your chest forwards. Have you got weight in that left hand as well? And then drop the left hip. Keep the toes in line, that's it. Lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, bring your left knee into your chest. Your chin to your chest, really rounding into the back. Good. And then lower the left knee to the floor. Take a cat-cow, let the belly sink, lift the head, chest up. And then exhale, round into the back, chin to chest. Good. So tuck your toes under, sit back onto your heels. We'll just give these wrists a little break. Lift your arms up to the sky. And then elbows will bend. It's my new favorite thing to do. Squeeze the elbows towards the center of the back and we floss into your shoulders here. And then straighten the arms. 2 more times as you exhale, elbows bend, open up the chest, floss into your shoulders. And then straighten the arms. Last time, elbows bend, open up the chest. And then straighten the arms. Good. Bring the hands back down. Tuck your toes under and let your back sink. Let your belly sink, sorry. Lift your head, chest up. Maintain that shape. Push down through your feet, hover your knees, and then send the hips up to the sky, trying to keep that arch in your back. Your knees might stay bent here. Yeah. Breathing in. And breathing out. So you're going to lift your right leg up to the sky. Now keep the toes pointing downwards. And then open and close the right hip. So you're pushing down through your left foot as your right hip opens, independent of the left hip. And then the hip drops. Yeah, leg doesn't need to be high, but try it a few times. Opening and closing, or you could say flossing into this right hip. Okay, so next time that you open up the hip, you can bend the knee and try and open up the knee higher to the sky. And then we'll bring the right knee into your nose, pop the right foot inside the right thumb there. So come into your low lunge, you got your toes down, drop the back heel, open up the left hip, and then lower it back down. Okay, so you're going in between open and close, dropping that back heel, and opening. Swiveling on those back toes. Yeah, see how it feels there through the hips. Good, last time, drop the back heel, 45. That's it, so you're nice and strong and solid here. Walk your hands forwards, stay on this bent leg. See if you can lift that back leg up, leading from the edge of that left foot. Good, bring your left foot next to your right. Take a halfway lift and lengthen. And then an exhale and fold, draw yourself in, take the weight into your toes here. Roll your way up, last thing to come up is the head. Press your palms together, arms come up, thighs forwards, hips forwards, and then exhale, fold and hinge. It's feeling nice and warm around my hips. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen, and as you exhale, jump or step your feet back. Your first vinyasa, drop your knees if you need to, elbows brush the rib cage, come through into that cobra, up dog, and then back into that downward facing dog. Now try and find the arch of your back like you did when you were in your cow shape. All right, from here, push down to your right foot, lift your left leg up to the sky, and then open and close the left leg now. So it should feel a little bit warm because we've already done this opening in the hip in the last flow on this side. So opening and closing the hip. And next time you open the hip, push through that foot, and then you can bend the knee, and then see if you can open up that knee a little bit higher. Yeah, just see where you can go with it. Inhaling. And then exhaling, bringing your left knee into your nose. Pop the left foot inside the left hand. Yeah, so now we're going to open and close the right hip, dropping the back heel, drawing your chest forwards, and then swiveling. All right, alternating in between those two places. See if it gets nice and smooth and steady. Certainly a lot of heat going on there in the hips. Okay, and the next time that you drop the back heel, draw the chest forwards, walk your hands forwards, and then see if you can lift that right leg up, leading from the edge of the foot. Breathing in, draw the chest forwards. There's a lot going on in the left hip. And as you exhale, lower your right foot next to the left. Whew. Real good. Inhale, take a halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale and fold. Take the hands behind the calves. Draw yourself in. Good. Roll your way up. Last thing to come up is the head. Press your palms together. Lift the arms up. And then exhale and fold. Hinge from the hips. Inhale, take the halfway lift and lengthen. How's that feeling there? As you exhale, jump, step your feet back, find plank, and then your vinyasa. You might skip this bit. See how it feels, downward facing dog. All right, guys, just take your right leg up to the sky and keep the hips dropped. Look in between your hands. You're going to bend the left leg. You're going to try and jump off the left leg without opening the hip and lower back where you came from. Try it at least 3 times. See if you find that bounce without opening the hip. So keeping the hips level so that the hips stay where they are. Yeah, leading from the back. Lower your right foot down. Let go of whatever happened. Go with the flow. Look in between the hands. Bend your right leg and then jump off the right leg. Don't open up the hips. Lead with both hips. Yeah, with the back of both hips. Try it 2 more times. Little jumps. Doesn't have to be big. You don't have to hang off the floor a long time. Just little jumps. Lower the left foot to the floor and then lower the knees. Sit back into your heels. Walk your hands back. Well done. Take your hands behind you. Draw your shoulders back. Open up the chest. There's a lot when you're upside down for a long time, so just take this moment. Breathing in. Breathing out. Your brain's going to be alive. All the blood flowing into the brain. Well done. All right, let's continue. Release. Come back onto all fours and then find your cow pose. So let your belly sink. Lift your head, chest up. Keep that shape. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips up into your downward dog. Yeah, try and keep that shape. Try and lift those hips up high. Breathing in. Breathing out. Really push away from the floor. Good. Swing your right leg up to the sky. Now keep those hips level. Flexing through your right foot. Open up the right hip. Feel the difference there. And then can you try and lift that right leg higher? Yeah, see how much higher you can go when the hip is open. Then we'll bring the knee into the nose and pop the foot inside the hands. Come up into your high lunge. Stay here in your high lunge. Think about dropping the back heel, opening up the hip, and then swiveling on the toes and bringing it back forwards again. Try that a few times. Play with it. Notice what you feel, where you feel it. One more time. Finding that moving of the left hip independent of the right hip. Okay, so now you're going to take your right hand towards the floor, stand onto your right leg, keep the right leg bent and try and lift that left leg up. Yeah, so it's like a little bent leg, half moon. You're going to lower your left foot next to your right. And inhale, press your palms together, lift your arms up. And then exhale and fold, hinge from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. As you exhale, jump it back, step it back, find your plank. Vinyasa from there. Cobra, up dog, meet me in downward facing dog. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And how is the heat? So you're going to extend your left leg up to the sky, keep the toes pointing downwards, feel the difference between open and closed hips. And then open up the hip, turning the toes towards the left. And lift the leg up a little bit higher. See how high it feels good to go. Now bring the knee into the nose, pop the foot inside the left thumb. We'll come up into your high lunge. Well done. And then the difference between open and closed. So the hips are closed here. Now open the right hip, drop the back heel, and then bring it forwards again. And really try and tune in to just mobilizing the right hip. Of course, there is going to be movement in the other one as well. But just see what you can do, really thinking about those pelvic halves. One side moving independently. Nice. Last time, let the back heel drop. Now bring your left hand down. You're going to stand onto the left leg, keep it bent, and then just lift your right leg up. Now, so see if you can lift up through the outer edge of your right foot. I know it's difficult, see what you can do. And then lower your right foot next to the left. Bring the hips square. Inhale, lift your arms up, thighs forwards, hips forwards. And then exhale and fold, hinge. Inhale, take a halfway lift and lengthen. And then exhale, jump it back, step it back. Get lighter every time. Vinyasa, elbows brush the rib cage. Coming through, getting the hip flexors to stretch here. And taking it up and back, downward facing dog. Good. All right, so right leg lifts up. Keep the hips level, look in between the hands. 3 little jumps. Jump off the left leg, lead with both hips. Don't leave the hips behind. Lower back down, maybe you'll get some hang time. See what you can do. Last one. You might just be coming off a little centimetre and that's fine. All is good. You choose. Left leg goes up. Look in between the hands and those little jumps. Don't let one hip stay behind. Keep those hips level. Now, if you leave a hip behind, then it's harder. Last one. Unless you're already there. Good, lower the left leg down, lower the knees, sit back into the heels, turn your palms face up, let your wrists relax, draw your shoulders down the back, eyes closed. So much when you're upside down for such a long time. Take a moment, let the blood flow back out of your brain. Breath slow and steady. Being kind to yourself. All right, so listening to your body and not giving yourself a hard time if you feel like it's not going your way. Yeah, it is going your way. You're here on your mat. That's all that matters. Right, give the wrist a little shake. Back onto all fours. Let's keep it going. Feeling nice and warm, let the belly sink, lift the head, chest up. I'm just liking this way into down dog. Tuck your toes and then lift the hips up and back. Try and maintain that arch. Try and lift those sit bones up nice and high. And lift your right leg up to the sky. Keep the hips level so those toes are pointing down. And then open up that hip. When you open up the hip, try not to take your right foot too far towards the left. Try and keep it in line with the hip. And then lift the leg up even higher. See if it can go somewhere else. Yeah, so even higher. Here, bring your knee into your nose and pop your right foot next to your left thumb now. Slide the back leg away. All right, so you've got both hands on the floor and you're on your fingertips, drawing your chest forwards. Drop the back heel and then bring the toes back. And again, drop the back heel, open up the left hip and bring it back. Last time. Drop the back heel. Now push down into your right fingertip, swing the left arm up to the sky. So this bit, a little bit like yesterday. You've got loads of weight on your right hand. If you want, try putting your right palm flat and see if you can squeeze your right heel into your bum, your right knee to your arm. Yeah, that's how much weight you want on the right hand for this one. Yeah? Replace the right foot back down, if you lifted it. And then come up into your warrior two. Well done. Straighten the right leg, turn the right toes in, bend deep into this front leg, reach your arms forwards. You can try and lift this right leg up from the side and lower back down. So it feels a bit weird. Lift and lower. Keep this left leg bent, arch your back. Nice, last one. Once you've lowered it down, open up into warrior two, bending into the front leg. And then right hand comes down, touch the floor, big circle with the left arm. Right foot goes up to the sky, three-legged dog now. Look in between the hands, bend the left leg, lead with both hips, push both hips over the shoulders as you jump, and try it 2 more times. Maybe just one, and let you stay there. Nice little jump. And we'll lower back down, right foot lands. Wiggle it out. Let's go for the other side. Lift the left leg up to the sky. Hips are level and square. Open up the hip, feel the difference. You can bend the knee. Oh, sorry, lift that leg up higher with it straight. Sorry, guys. And then bring your knee into your nose, left foot next to your right thumb. Walk your right leg back a bit, get nice and low here. Try fingertips of the left hand. Drop the back heel, open up the right hip. Bring the hips level. And again. We'll try it one more time. Drop the back heel. Now try putting the left palm flat. Right arm up to the sky. Now I want so much weight in this left hand. Just for today, you're going to squeeze your left heel into your bum, left elbow, knee to the elbow. And it's just an option. Left foot can land. I'm going to come up into your warrior two. Well done, breathing in. As you breathe out, straighten the left leg, bend into the right leg. Now reach your arms forwards. Weight onto this right leg. Try and lift the left leg up. Lower it back down. Okay, try 2 more times. Try not to let the glute get all tangled. Last one. And then we can explode back into your warrior two. How do your hips feel here? Yeah. Left hand comes down, touch the floor. Big circle, right hand comes down, and now left leg up to the sky. 3-leg dog. And you know, if the little jumps aren't working for you, don't worry, just hang here. You can bend your knee, jump, lead with both hips. Little jumps. Yeah, see if you maybe find that little moment of balance. And once you've done it, then you can lower the left foot down. Well done. Let's come through a vinyasa. High onto your toes, roll forwards into plank, and then elbows brush the rib cage. Come through cobra, up dog, and then back into your downward facing dog. Big breath in, and long breath out. Bend your knees, walk your hands back towards you, and sit your bum down into your heels. This is your break. This is your head above the heart moment. Give your heels a little tap together, open up the knees wide. Yeah, you can keep your chest lifted, that feels good. Or walk your hands forwards, relax. If you're feeling supersonic today, take your arms underneath your shins. Your palms faced up, relax over your legs. Holding it there, breathing in. And breathing out. So finding a little bit of stillness after the madness. We've got one more little bit of madness to go. So wherever you are, coming back, bring your knees together. Feel rested. We'll come back onto the knees. Arch your back, lift the head, chest up, toes are tucked. And then make your way back into that perfect downward dog. Nice, you're going to lift your right leg up. Keep the hips level and square. And then open up the hip, the toes turn to the right. And then lift that right leg even higher. Bring the right knee into your nose, and it's going to land next to the left foot. Slide that back leg away. Drop the back heel 45. Now power down to your right hand, lift your left arm up. Your knee is close to this right arm, hopefully, so you can just lift your right heel to your bum. Core strong. I know you're working hard, it's good. Pop the foot down if you lifted it, you didn't have to. And then come back into your warrior two. Yes, warrior two should feel so familiar. Straighten the front leg, turn your toes in, right toes in, bend deep into like a little high skater lunge here. Push down into that left leg, try and lift your right leg up. And then lower it back down. Feels so weird, that one. Come back into your warrior two, bending into your front leg. Nice. Now, this hip is perfect for your half moon. So take your right hand to the floor, keeping that right hip open, left hip open. Start to lift up the back leg. Your hand could be on a block if you wanted to. But just play with opening up that top hip, flexing through the back foot. Twist, twist, twist. Right rib cage to the left. Inhale. Good. And then exhale. Now you're going to keep your left leg lifted. Lower the left hand down. You might want to wiggle your way more into your mat. I need to. And then lift that left leg up a little bit higher so you're in a standing split. Now, bend your right leg so much you can put the palms of the hands on the floor. Don't worry if you need to come in and out of this. Jump your right foot back. And now try and lift up into, kick up into a little handstand with that left leg. So you might just jump a little centimetre off the floor, or it might just be an intention. Yeah, see if you can use that left leg to lift you up. Maybe you get into your L shape. Maybe. And then when you're done, lower the right foot, lower your left foot. I wish I could see you guys. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Main thing is to not get frustrated with yourself. Yeah, so the practice is in the doing. And in the doing, you have to kind of fail a little bit. And then in the failing, you just keep practicing. Roll your way up. Doesn't matter if you get into handstand or not. It matters if you're practicing it. Hands go behind you, thighs forwards, hips forwards, lean it back. And then hinge from the hips. So in the practice, you get stronger. Once you can do a handstand, that's it then. You're done. Inhale, halfway lift, left up. And then exhale, jump or step it back. It's your last but one vinyasa. Elbows brush the rib cage. Come through into that cobra up dog. And then downward facing dog. Yeah. So make sure you don't get precious about achieving the handstand. The precious part is the work that you do for it. That's what's going to help you build the strength. All right, let's go to the other side. Left leg lifts up. Bend the knee. Oh, no, don't bend the knee. Keep the leg straight and open up the hip. Lift that leg a little bit higher. Make sure you're not pushing the left leg to the right side. And then bring the knee into the nose. Left foot next to your right thumb. Slide the back leg away. All right, those hips should be feeling good. Drop the back heel 45. Now you can just hang here with us. Or left hand flat onto the floor, right arm up to the sky. And then it should be easy. You've got so much weight on this left hand to bring your left heel into your bum, left knee towards the arm. It might not so much easy, but you can feel where it goes. Left foot comes back, that's probably the hardest bit. And then come into your warrior two. You're going to straighten the left leg, turn the toes in, reach the arms forwards as you sit into like this high skater lunge. And then lift that left leg up. Ooh. Lower it back down and come into your warrior two. Now open up this right hip. Yeah, it's separate to this left hip now. Open it up. Keep it open as the left hand goes down. Right arm up. Stand onto that left leg. Half moon here. Open up the right hip. Find the balance. See if you can straighten out this left leg. Now your hand can be on a block. You can keep the left leg bent. Breathing in, twist the chest towards the right. And then breathing out, lower the right hand down if you haven't already. Yes, drop the back hip or the right hip and lift the left leg up. So you've got a nice standing splits. Okay, put your palms flat onto the floor, just drop your foot back a little bit. And you've got 3 little jumps. Be strict with yourself, just 3 jumps to lift up. You're lifting up through that right leg. And you're trying not to leave the hips behind. Yeah, so try not to leave that right hip behind. Maybe you get some hang time in your L shape. Maybe not. Yeah. You choose, you see where you go. Everyone's different. We're all in a different place. Let's all land with our feet by our hands, if you're not there already. Yes, inhale, take a halfway lift. And then exhale and fold. Good. Release the arms, start to roll your way up. Press your palms together, tuck your tail, thighs forwards, lift up. And then exhale and fold and hinge. Hips and handstands. Good. Inhale, take a halfway lift, lengthen. It's your last vinyasa. Bend the knees, jump, step it back. Your vinyasa from there. Push down to come up, and then make it back into your downward facing dog. Breathing in, and breathing out. All right, just swing the right leg up, and bend the knee, open up the hip. Now, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Shoulders come over the hands. Let the knee go out to the side, and then bend the arms and lower down onto the mat. So you've got your right knee bent. Right foot is right below the right knee. Yeah, so it's like a 90-degree shape. Take your arms out in front. And you're going to cross your left arm underneath you towards the right side. And bring your right hand out in front of you like your karate chop in the floor. And let your chin just hang over your left arm. Squeeze down through your inner right thigh, inner right knee, inner right ankle, and the front of that left foot. Breathing in. And breathing out. From here, bring your right hand underneath your head. And you're going to spin towards the right side. So now you come into a twist. So you're rolling onto your back. And then you take your left hand onto your right leg into the twist. Yeah, so you was on your belly here like that, and all you've done is rolled onto your back and changed it into a twist. Yeah, so left hand on the right leg, breathing in, breathing out. Try and encourage your right shoulder down into the mat. Good. All right, swing it all the way back. Sliding that right leg back out to the side. Your left arm is underneath your chest still. And then you can extend the right leg straight and hook the left. Okay, take your left leg out to the side, have your left knee in line with your left hip. Left foot underneath your left knee. So get comfortable with that. Try and push down through the pubic bone. We've done loads of work on our hips. So if you've got any stress, just imagine it now, free to exit through the hips. Take your right arm underneath you, it's above your chest. Left arm out in front, chin over your arm, stretching out the 2 areas that we've worked today, hips and arms. Hips and hamstring, hips and handstands. Breathing in, breathing out. Pushing down to the inner left knee, inner left ankle, top of the right foot. And then it's easy from here just to roll onto your back. We'll keep the left knee to the left side. Right side, and hold on to your left knee with your right arm. And you're in a twist now. So nice and easy, breathing in, breathing out. Slowing it down now. Okay. And then just fall back onto your belly, taking that left leg out to the side, sorry. Your right arm is still underneath you, so you're back into that shape. You bring your left hand in, undo your right arm, and then slide your left leg all the way back. Okay. So come into Sphinx Pose now. You got your palms flat, your elbows underneath your shoulders. Let the chest drop, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then push away. And find that strength from the floor, lift the chest up. And you're going to take your right knee out in line with the right hip, push down through your right ankle, lift the chest up. Try and lengthen the back. Yeah, I can dump into my back here and it's not very comfortable. So try and push down through the pubic bone to lift the chest up. Feel that stretch through your inner right thigh, right knee pushing down, right ankle. Now take the elbows out to the side, lower it down, slide your right leg back. And then back onto the forearms. Tucking under, try not to dump into the middle, the lower back here. And slide the left knee out. Yeah, play with it, you adjust it, see how it feels. Feel the inner left thigh, left knee, left ankle, push down through the pubic bone, strong through your right leg as well. Chest lifting. You feel the freedom in your hips, freedom in your back, freedom in your arms. And then extend the left leg all the way back. You can lower yourself down. You're going to take your feet to the corners of the mat. We're nearly there, guys. Bend the knees, squeeze the heels in. Reach back with the right hand for your right foot. And then reach back with your left hand for your left foot. So you might well be able to do one foot at a time instead of two. Yeah, give that a go. But next time you breathe in, lift your head up, lift your chest up, push your feet into your hands. And just play with that. Make this be about counterposing all the work you did, all that handstand work, squeezing your shoulders back. Maybe you can send the feet up higher. Whatever feels good, but try and keep those big toes touching. When you're ready, then we can release. I find that one such hard work. You can rest your head on the floor and then just let your hips move from side to side. Awesome, guys. Bring the hands underneath your shoulders. Squeeze your shoulders back and let's push back into your child's pose. Sit your arm into your feet. Relax the chest over your legs. Forehead down. Breathing in. And breathing out. Now, if you are a headstander, this is your opportunity here to go for it. If you are not a headstander, let's do our rabbit pose, which will give you the same effect of the headstand. Okay, so go for it. If you're a headstander, you know what to do. If you are not, take the hands and catch hold of the heels of your feet. Let your forehead rest on the floor. As you lift your bum off your heels, you're going to roll onto the crown of your head. Now keep hold of your heels and feel the stretch through the top of the shoulders. Don't put too much weight in your head, it's just enough to feel the energy drawing down into your head. And as you hold onto your heels, you're getting that nice stretch through the top of the shoulders. And then you can release the hands, interlace the fingers and draw the shoulders back. Just let the hands come up and over your head. So breathing in. Try not to let all the shoulders sink down into your ears. Keep that space. And then breathing out, release the hands. And lower your hips back onto your heels, let your forehead land back on the floor. You can give the head a shake if you like. And then flipping the hands back towards the front of the mat. Come up onto your heels and then just fall onto one side. Well done, guys. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of handstand fun. Wiggle your way closer towards the bottom of the mat. Reach the arms forwards and then slowly start to lower down. Come straight into your bridge, heels close to your bum. Push down through your feet and lift those hips up. Now all that work that you've done in your hips, how do the hip flexors feel here? Come straight into a wheel if that's where you're going to go next. Otherwise, stay in your bridge. Fingers towards the shoulders and then pushing up into that wheel shape if that is something that you do. And when you feel ready, chin to chest and start to lower the spine down vertebra by vertebra. Once your tailbone hits the floor, feet as wide as the mat, just windscreen wiper the mat, the legs. And then walk your feet towards each other. Let the knees open. Right back where we started, arms up and over your head. Now, before we settle here, press your big toes together. Lift your hips up. So how do those hips feel there? And now try and push your tailbone away from you, towards the front of the mat, towards the feet, as you lower the spine down. So you're feeling more of the spine as you relax. Okay, and then let those knees open to their fullest. Let your eyes close, let your face relax. Take a big breath in through the nose. Hold the breath there for a moment. Any frustrations, anything that wasn't positive for you within the practice, open mouth and exhale, let it go through the exhale. Breathing in, fill yourself up. Open mouth and exhale, let go of anything negative, maybe not just your practice, maybe other things, just let go of it with the exhale. Last time, big breath in. Clear yourself of any negativity with that exhale. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Now just breathe normally, naturally, free of any negativity. Just empty, happy shell. If you would like to take your feet to the corners of the mat, you can. If you're happy where you are, you can stay there. Find the opposite to the practice there. Every muscle soft. Breath flowing freely. Hips warm and free. You're not only free of physical tension, free of that mental stress. Emotional stress. Take one more breath here. If you have longer, you can stay there as long as you like. But if you need to get moving, start to wiggle toes and wiggle fingers. Big yawn as you reach your arms up and over your head, doing that lovely full body stretch. And then just rolling to the right side into your fetal shape. When you're ready, coming up to seated to face the front. Set in any shape that feels good for you. palms together, thumbs pushing into the chest bone. Breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Thank you so much for joining me today for hips and handstands. Hope you had fun with it. Have a lovely rest of the day. It's definitely meant to be fun, nothing too serious. Have a lovely rest of the day, guys. Bye.